Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello guys, welcome to Global Happenings. Today we have a trending news here for you, and the headline reads: CP says Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's parents' burial will not hold if see the conditions he gave. Alright, before we go on with details of the news and further analysis, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos on YouTube. Alright, let's look at the news in detail. Abia State Police Command has warned members of the indigenous people of Biafra to stay clear of the burial of the parents of their leader Nnamdi Kanu. The Commissioner of Police, Mr. Eneokun, said the police will not allow IPOB to participate in the burial. He added that if members of the proscribed organization were seen anywhere around the burial venue, the police would scatter the burial. IPOB had earlier asked the Nigerian Army and other security agencies to better face the real security challenges confronting the country instead of stopping them from burying His Royal Majesty Eze Israel Oku Kanu and his wife. The pro-Biafran said its members were not coming for war, but to pay their last respect to the parents of their leader. But the CP said he had reached out to the traditional Prime Minister of Afaraukwu, Kanu's hometown, to make it clear that the burial will not hold if IPOB member attended. He said, and in his word I quote, "Whoever thinks along that line is fooling himself. IPOB will dance during the burial and the police elephants will dance too. The Afaraukwu community should tell IPOB not to go near the area, let alone participating in the burial. If the community fails to adhere to the police warning, the burial will not go on smoothly because we are going to scatter the place. IPOB is proscribed by the federal government." Okon added that no one should expect him, as a commissioner of police, to sit and allow a proscribed group to operate in the state. We will not tolerate any flack, IPOB insignia on the group's member disguising as Jewish or Zionist church members during the burial. He insisted that the police will only provide security for the burial on the condition that no member of IPOB will be seen around the venue. Wow, this is quite a serious one for the IPOBians, because with what we are seeing here, it therefore means trouble is really looming for the family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also the Afaraukwu community. The police have received several warnings or have received several, news from the IPOBians that they are not out to foment any form of trouble, but they are only out to see how they can pay their last respect to the father of their leader. But from the perspective of the Commissioner of Police, Eneokun, he had decided to let them know that, number one, the group is prescribed by the federal government, which means any activity that they are found getting involved in it, automatically such activity must be disrupted irrespective of who is behind it. And this guy's fairly recently, the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made, I think he told the CP that if he does anything bad to any of those IPOB members, that he's going to dig out his children and he won't be happy with what he was going to do, he's going to do to them. And so we can see threats are flying in the air, and this will not augur well. We are a few days away from the burial. The burial is going to take place anytime from now. I think Christmas on the 14th or so. So the burial is going to take place, but already we are perceiving that there will be a lot of trouble. The conditions given for me are quite stringent conditions. Number one, they shouldn't even appear as Jewish members, which therefore means if IPOB members wanted to appear, at least possibly they would have worn their IPOB or Jewish kind of uniform, religious uniform, and attend the burial. But these guys are saying they shouldn't even appear with the the Jewish dressing, that's religious dressing. They shouldn't appear with their flags. There shouldn't be any indication that IPOB is involved in whatever they are going to do. So, but I've been bothered about this. First of all, the police are not going to lose anything, not losing anything there. I mean that it's not their own occasion. It's not a case of, President Muhammadu Buhari is coming down to meet with Afaraukwu community. So whatever that will happen there, the shame will go to Nigeria. No, they're not going to lose anything. I think that's why they are ready for the showdowns. They are ready for the showdown. Yeah, they're not going to lose anything. It's not going to give them any form of disrespect and all of that. But for the IPOBians, they have a lot to lose at the end of the day, because I'm just wondering if they disrupt the scatter, that's the word they use, if they scatter the burial of the late father and mother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, guess what? It's going to go international. Everybody's going to see it, and guess what? It may be used against the children in the nearest future. So I'm just wondering, but hey, the key people that will come in there to do virtually all the work, help in the burial proper and the likes, will be the IPOB members, because this is the father and the mother of their own leader. So how do you want them to stay away? First of all, if you're looking at IPOB as a group, number one, they are not troublesome guys. They are not like Fulani headsmen who are not even being prescribed. Secondly, if you want to look at them, they are not even like other guys, like Boko Haram. So prescribing them, or other terrorist groups which have already started springing out. So prescribing them and telling them not to feature, what do you really expect? What do you really expect of them to do at this point? Because they are like the children of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, certainly I know he's not going to show up in the burial, but he's expecting that his people will be there to give them all the support that he needs and that his family needs. Afaraukwu people can bury the man and, can also give him the respect he needs. But hey, these guys wouldn't want to sit at the bank, and to them it will be a slap on their face. So I perceive that there will be serious trouble during that period. My colleague is here. What do you have to say about this? Because it's quite a troubling situation for me.
Well, let's be truthful, let's be very realistic. There is no way that IPOB will not be there to pay their last respects to, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's parents. We are being very factual here. There is no way. And if CP have gone ahead and said, look, IPOB members must not be there, they will not just be there. They will be there, they will fly color, they will wear the flag, they will sing the song. Even if MNK will not be there, IPOB has to be there. Don't forget that they quickly prescribed this group. Fulani herdsmen are there, causing mayhem. Every tribe and every state has been complaining about Fulani herdsmen, but they have not prescribed them. But they readily prescribed, IPOB guys. I feel that this is trouble, calling forth. I feel this may not all go. Already the CP is already letting IPOB members know that they are ready to dance the dance of war. Because they're telling them, whatever you're doing, don't be there. But I would have said, I'll ask the same question. There's Boko Haram there. There's Fulani herdsmen there. There's ISWAP there. There's this Asaru group that is not a new terrorist group, hunting the South. They are there. Why waste your men on issue of burial? Don't forget, these are monarchs. These are royalties. And for anything, not forget the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Allow royalties to bury themselves. Allow the people of Afaraukwu to pay their last respect to their king and their queen. It's so not right. IPOB comes, they won't be buried. You have no respect for the dead. You have no respect for the monarchs. You have no respect for the royalty blood. It's so not nice. I feel that we're taking this whole thing too far. If you're dealing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, deal with him personally. Leave his parents out of this. Saying that there will be a dance, because I do know one thing for sure. IPOB members will be there. They will definitely be there. And if IPOB members will be there, and police have already said they will also be there, then that means we should get ready. Because I don't know if MAK will be there, but one thing I do know, that IPOB members will be there, and I see a dance of war. I would have preferred that the police look elsewhere, just for this one time. Although they mentioned at one time there were some group actually begging for presidential pardon for MNK. I already know that even if they begged for presidential pardon, he will never get it. Not because he doesn't deserve it, but because they actually want him to come down to Nigeria so that they can arrest him again. So that presidential pardon, I know it can't work, but let's be real. MNK aside, let them bury their royalty. I feel this is just looking for necessary problem. Police are already understaffed. Use the hands you have, and go do something reasonable. Don't begin to look for trouble where there is none. These guys are peaceful, and they're not actually coming there to look for trouble. They just want to pay their last respect, and I feel you should be honored. Honestly, this is going too far, and with what we are hearing now, I don't know how to turn out, but I see trouble ahead of time. I don't know how they'll go about it. I pray that they find a way around this. But I don't. With what I've heard, I don't see peace lurking anytime soon.
All right, thank you very much for that great contribution. And I'm looking at something else. And what's really amazing is the fact that these guys are not troublemakers. Fairly recently, we've had the reasonable number of persons as Boko Haram that have been released by the federal government, despite the fact that these guys are very conspicuous when we talk about fermenting trouble. They have killed a lot of Nigerians. They have beheaded people. They are known globally as a terrorist group, but we still see cases whereby they have been released. So if these guys are Mazi Nnamdi group, that's IPOB, they've told you guys, we are not going to ferment trouble, irrespective of their appearance, irrespective of their dress code on that day. It's very normal. Just stay around and make sure that they don't go haywire. If they do, you can now react. But for you to say they shouldn't even show up, they shouldn't even dress as these, in other words, it's a serious one. But we are hopeful that everything will sort out itself. It's a matter of time. The burial is at the corner. So let's be hopeful that if not for anything, they will respect the fact that the man involved and the wife were not just peaceful people, but they were reputable royalties in the southeast. And I believe also that the southeastern governors will put their voice here and see how they can help quell this issue. All the same, let's leave it there. Let's go to our comment section. Let's interact.